there must be something about Mondays, because as we saw last Monday, Brighton parted ways with Jens Scheuer. This Monday, Spurs have said goodbye to coach Rehanne Skinner. Now, this comes off the back of a loss against Liverpool yesterday, but is also nine games without a win or a draw for Spurs in the league. That's 9 back-to-back losses in the league. Their last win in the league was back in October. And I think when you watch Spurs over the weekend against Liverpool, they still look disjointed. They've struggled all season. There is a caveat that they have had some very serious injuries to very key players. I think that being without the likes of Kit Graham and Rhea Percival has really hurt the team, and they've had a lot of. They've got another couple of ACL injuries in Kai Simon and Ellie Brazil, but they've had a lot of players coming in and out of the squad with short-term and long-term injuries, which you have to contextualise in terms of their season. However, this is a team that has had players available and should have been working towards something this season. But every time we've seen them, there's been this disconnect and this disjoin in the team that even for the players that had been there working together all season, they still looked sort of very transitional, very like they're just a team coming together at the start of the season. So when you look at the game against Liverpool yesterday, it's not just that they still look a bit disjointed, but there was also the sense that the belief wasn't there from the players, which in such a tight relegation scrap, Spurs are only 2 points above Leicester, who are improving all the time. Something had to change. And Spurs are playing on Wednesday. They've got a 6-pointer against Leicester, who have greatly improved this calendar year. You've got to look at Brighton as well, who, yes, in 2 games since Scheuer left, haven't picked up a point, but they were playing 2 of the top 3 and did manage to score in both those games. So there is a sense that Brighton themselves are improving. And if you're looking at the bottom 3, I should say, it's 7 points, 8 points, 9 points, and then 10 points if you go up to Reading. Something has to change. Because if Leicester are improving and Brighton are improving, then Spurs can't rest on the laurels. They can't just keep saying, yep, let's just keep working, we'll get there. Because someone has to go down this season. And I think that there was a great worry that's come out from that weekend, because you can see the development and the growth of Brighton and Leicester about what's happening with Spurs. Now, Skinner has been under the cosh most of the season. Obviously, you can't go as many months without a win in the league as she has without attracting comment, and she has been sort of very steadfast in what she said. It's always about trying to make sure the environment is the best it can be for the players, trying to make sure they're playing their best, and she hasn't really liked being drawn in on her own future, which evidently we know what's happened now, but I think you can see that if her job is to get the best out of the players, she's been falling short. So now we have to look at her assistant, Vicky Jepson, who's stepping up, who'll at the very least take charge. For the Leicester game, the statements from Spurs doesn't specify if that's Jepson in now until the end of the season, or just because they've got such a tight turnaround and they need someone in place. But hopefully this is a coach that knows the players and will be able to get the best out of them, and it won't be just another case like we've seen with Skinner, where everything is a bit jumbled and there's not the conviction. But there is a huge game for Spurs on Wednesday, that 6-pointer, and they are at the very least at home. They're playing on Leighton, where they do play their better football, even if they haven't been picking up points at home. That's generally where they play better. So it's a big test for them, tight turnaround, and a big test for Leicester as well, because I think Leicester have been eyeing that and thinking we can get 3 points there. Now the game is wide open again.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.